respectfully. Dirty. How can parents teach children to appreciate effort rather than entitlement?
I think that one of the hardest parts about parenting is we don't realize we were taught everything. So when we thinking in our mind that somebody should just be grateful for something,
True.
I think that take your kid to work day was a blessing. You know what I mean? Is a real thing for them to see that hey, all you seeing is the check. You know what I mean? You don't even know how I'm getting this right now. You don't know what's going on. And I think that it ain't about sitting there complaining about your all day job to these people, to your kids or whatever. However, at the same time, just letting them know nothing is easy. And, you know, I wonder that a lot of times was my son learning that. And this summer, he opened up a parking lot in our driveway because they had a concert by a crib. He made $580 parking cars. You know what I mean? And I appreciated his effort, and I told him, I took the money and I didn't go spend it on myself. I wish I did that. Some joints that came out, but I had took it and we broke it down and gave him an allowance from that money, and it lasted him all summer. So I think it's just the constant. It's just the consistency. You don't learn how. We know Michael Jordan didn't learn how to dunk on the first try. So we can't assume a kid's going to learn to be appreciative once we just tell them, say thank you. Say, well, they're not going to learn from that. And also, I was talking to my son, I think yesterday, we went shopping again, for clothes for him again to get him finished off. And he was like, I'm thankful. And I was like, I think that's the part that I at least work on my son is like, I asked him, I said, what does appreciation mean? What is appreciation? Is it a word? He was like, no. And he made me proud. He said it's an action. He said that. So I think that's the key too, like just teaching them. We live life, and when we do have kids, it's not just, it's so we can help the kids learn what it might have took us longer to learn, or we might not have been taught. And when he said it's an appreciation is an action, I was like, so what actions can you display that shows you're appreciative for the clothes and the things you've been given to go to school? And he said, behave. So I think that's the key thing, teaching them that appreciation is more than a word. I can say thank you and then steal you from your house tomorrow. You can say thank you for these clothes, and the first day you in school, we getting a note saying
You
you
saying
told your
thank you because you appreciated that you had to steal that item.
no,
Am I right? Like, yo,
no,
okay, all right, my bad.
no. That was only at PS50. That's when they taught you that at PS50.
I'm just, yeah, my bad.
We went to different elementary, so it's different at my school. PS at PS50, they didn't learn appreciation because they didn't have recess, because they didn't have nowhere to play. Yeah, they had nowhere to play, LaShonda. So they had to just sit in the school and steal cookies from the lunch lady. It was very sad. Sad kids had to go there. You know what I mean? It's a real thing. But yeah, appreciation it's an action.
I'm gonna spin the block on that. I'm cooking. That, that ain't over. As soon as you slide with that.
What I was saying was, yeah, I think that's the one thing I even learned in myself. I had to learn that true appreciation is an action. It's action. Matter of fact, not an action. It's the action taken after you, whatever you say you received. So if somebody makes dinner for you, is it appreciative to say thank you for the dinner? Yeah, it's cool. But what's real appreciation? Probably going to wash the dishes. That's real. Is the action is going to take the same way you is acknowledgement of the energy it took for somebody to do something to now put your energy to do something else. And that's how you teach your kids, by teaching them that no, it ain't just about you saying thank you. It's about what you do after the thank you. You know, I've been a person who hasn't always expressed appreciation. You know, we used to go swim in a reservoir when we was kids. And we swam in the reservoir and we had met this dude. He was the one that brought us to the reservoir. I could have drowned in that reservoir because I came from the fucking projects. We had pools with bottoms. This is a reservoir. Shit was like 70 fucking feet deep. You know what I mean? And nigga jumped in there and saved my life. And I didn't even realize how much my life was saved. Maybe a couple of months later, I fucked his girlfriend. You know, wasn't appreciative. I probably said thank you that day when he first saved me, but I didn't really demonstrate appreciation. You know, end up fighting that same dude, broke his arm during the fight, pissed in his hat during another fight we had. What was back? Those was the verse, but either way, that was not appreciative for this nigga saving my life when I almost drowned. And we had another friend who actually did drown there. God rest his soul. So it's like, even then, I didn't think, I was not appreciative. But now, in hindsight, because you know that's 22, I'm thinking, damn, I could have been more appreciative to that person. So it's the action you take after the thing that's done. Like you maybe like almost like Shonda was saying too. I get it when you buying the secondhand drip clothes or whatever. But if you're appreciative for the new clothes, don't damage the shit. I got sneakers right now still in the box. Cause in this age, I done learned some fucking appreciation. I'm scared to take the shits out the box. I don't want to get no dust on them motherfuckers. You gotta, and then appreciate yourself. Learn how to be appreciative to your higher power, yourself, and then others. The same way they say you can't love somebody else until you love yourself, you probably truly can't appreciate somebody else until you learn how to appreciate yourself. And I'll land with that.
Respectfully. Cool, Billy. How can parents teach children to appreciate effort rather than entitlement?
Yeah, I'm here. Yo, shout out to PS50. Fuck this nigga talking about. Yeah, look at me now. Motherfuckers, alumni. Thank you. All right, excuse me. I would say I pretty much, you know what I mean? The panel once again came through with very good answers. So, you know what I mean? I hate to detour or defer off what they said because everything is pretty much on point. So I have to join in and say leading by example. Also, too, kind of what Cuzzo said, that was real good. Having them come to work day. You know what I'm saying? And then I haven't seen that in a while. I don't know if they canceled it or not, but yeah, even that was a very good one. Having them see how, you know what I mean, we get this money instead of, you know what I mean, the opposite of things. Well, I can say more just seeing. She sees now. It's a little different when you collect it. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different perspective. Now she understands. I love how dad comes through. And that's just speaking a little bit on me. But yeah, I land.
Respectfully. Don't wait for a funeral to give somebody their flowers, man. Call them, text them, talk to them, and tell them specifically what you're thanking them for. Because a thank you is way more powerful with details. People like to know what they're being thanked for. You feel me? Like you said, the action. So I'll speak highly to that. Yeah, it's the top of the hour. We can go to commercial break right quick, and then matter of fact, hold on, I got a question for you at home. Hold on 1 second. 2 hours. What is one thing you complained about this week that somebody else would be grateful to have? Let me know in the comment section, man. You at home, you watching. Let me know.
Land Your Plane is a show where truth takes off and accountability lands. Guests face on